We the Fans is the #1 sponsor in battle rap. My name is Frank White, and I probably contributed to some of your favorite battles. In the last 4 years, I donated $222,000 to battle rap for the culture. Check out We the Fans Global on Instagram for the full catalog of battles I sponsor. And follow We the Fans Global on YouTube to watch full battle breakdowns from a sponsor's perspective and a recommendation for what battles should be booked next. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and keep stepping into your greatness. We the Fans is for the culture.
We are here with one of the greatest contributors to battle rap, a man who's made battle rap history year after year after year. Battle Rap Doctor, how you feeling?
I'm good, man. That's a nice intro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's what the people deserve. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think people realize what a legend you are, what legendary things you've accomplished. And contrary to me, you're a lot quieter about your incredible accomplishments. So salute to you. So we're going to highlight these accomplishments today, though. So here we go. My first question to you, Doc, how did you get into battle rap?
So my whole life, my big brothers and everything was into it. We had a store called Louis from out where I'm from in the Brittany Hills area, Brittenell area in Columbus, you know what I'm saying? So Louis used to be home with the Smack DVDs. You might have heard Cameron rap about Louis once or twice, you know what I'm saying, being in Columbus, you know what I'm saying? Like, Louis was the spot. So the Smack DVDs from there, just watching the DVDs, you know what I'm saying? I had seen battles like in that way, but like the first time I was really enamored by a battle rapper was probably DNA. I ain't gonna hold you. DNA was just stupid to me, but he wasn't on all the, you know what I'm saying? But when they came around, I'm like, oh yeah, this shit cold. You know what I'm saying?
That's fire. That's fire. You remember which DNA battle it was that really got you hooked?
What'd you say?
You remember which DNA battle it was?
I don't.
That's crazy.
I don't.
That's crazy.
I really don't. I just know DNA was the first battler. It was like, oh yeah, I fuck with this nigga. Like, he wasn't like my favorite, but he made me go down a rabbit hole, because the DVDs are a totally different world from the era after.
That's a
the
fact.
DVDs just kind of seem like that's just black culture shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. Like Mook and Reed, Lux, and all that party art. That's just different. You know what I mean? As opposed to the actual, when it became a program. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So yeah.
Okay, so now we fast forward. You're a battle rap fan. Do you remember your first time going into spaces, or even how did you find out people were battle rapping in spaces?
Well, battle rapping in the spaces didn't happen until I came around.
Let's go. Talk about it.
They have been doing the spaces thing, though. You know what I'm saying? Talking in the spaces and doing that, whatever. And then I met Bum and Greedy. You know what I'm saying? They were doing their thing, just having the conversations. I don't know how I stumbled across it. It was just something. And then so we've been in the spaces with them for a while. And then one day I was in like a random like freestyle space, and I was in there rapping or whatever. And then I heard Yunus rap. I didn't know who he was, didn't know him from a can of paint. I'm like, yo, you battle? And he like, not really. I have, but I'm like, nah, you need to battle. And I reached out to Bum and Greedy, like, yo, we gotta start a battle league. Like, what if we did like a battle league on Twitter? You know what I mean? And just, it was that. And they like, hell yeah, like, there's plenty of other people that rap, whatever. Let's figure it out. And we did the first event, and it was on from there.
That's incredible. Did y'all know that y'all were changing lives by having them rap on their phones on the internet?
Of course not. It was just something that was fun. But like I said, with Yunus, I'm like, yo, I hope the right person hears this. I hope the right person, because after he rapped, it was like, nah, he's not normal. This isn't. He's not normal. I knew he wasn't like you know what I mean? Just
Mhm.
fly by night battler, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we didn't know, but I think we all had the feeling about him to where we knew when we get bigger. And then obviously, Appa was right same time, all the
Yeah.
other guys and girls,
Yeah.
whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I
So
don't think we
Eunice,
knew at first, but I think we figured it out fast.
y'all definitely did. Eunice was like one of the most incredible talents I'd ever heard. When did y'all decide to go from spaces to battling live? Or actually, before we get to that, why did you decide to manage Eunice?
I knew how much I cared.
Mhm.
Like as I was getting to know him, I heard him rap. So before I was already trying to work with or for URL, I wanted to be a Crucible scout.
Okay.
Before I had gotten any of that, I remember reaching out to Kels, you know what I'm saying, some years ago, even before the spaces. I remember reaching out to her,
Damn.
hey, how do you, and she was nice. She gave me a nice reply, whatever. She was saying like, starting to leave or doing this or doing that. So that transition was inevitable. Like I was going to do it no matter what. I
Okay.
didn't know how or my path would be, but it was inevitable for that to happen. You know what I mean? I always did think beyond the spaces. I just didn't think initially that the spaces would be what it became. At
Yeah.
least on the rap side. The other
Of
shit was
course.
bullshit.
Of
But on the
course.
rap side, yeah.
And so management. What you just heard Eunice and you were like, yeah,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
manager.
That's what you asked me. Yeah,
Hmm.
I knew off the
Hmm.
rip. I
Hmm.
knew because how much I cared. It was like I have to. I have to. I remember telling Kels about him, this, that, and the third.
Hmm.
And she like, yo, can he rap on 3 days prep? You know what I'm saying, against P Black.
What?
I'm like, yo, can you do that? He's like, I mean, I don't know, but I will. And then it was just on from there. And I remember getting on the phone with it was somebody working with you at the time, getting on the phone with him, putting them like, yo, I need you to hear this nigga rap, please. You know what I mean? Just please listen.
Hmm.
And Yunus might have been rapping for like 35 seconds. He's like, man, me and Docq gonna manage you together. So it didn't quite turn out that way, but
Yeah.
that was the conversation. Like, nah, it's gonna be me and Docq just managing. Like, we
Yeah.
gotta get cracking, you know what I'm saying? But I had a lot more time on my hands to be able to be a lot more, But I knew from day one, like,
Yeah.
I just want to help you navigate this thing because I got a goal and I care about it, and you are going to be the person that comes with me. Or in retrospect, I mean, he might have been taking me with him, you
That's
know.
fire. That's fire.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so now you're managing this incredible talent. You've gone from spaces to battling live with the P Black battle. Was the first big challenge the Gauntlet, or was it GTX and Appa was the first big challenge?
I mean, I would be sliding Appa to say it wasn't.
Hmm.
Um, but what I'll say about the Midnight Madness one, it was the one that people had to respect.
Hmm.
You had to respect it because at the time they were still sitting in spaces, laughing.
Hmm.
They came and they saw these things about, oh, we started spaces. Like, no, y'all didn't. The rappers eventually came over, seeing what we were doing, and they made it bigger. I
Hmm.
will say that, but they were laughing at him, in spaces. They thought that shit was a joke. They thought he was a joke.
Hmm.
And now, some people laughing, struggling on Summer Madnesses and shit.
Talk, talk
So
heavy, talk heavy.
yeah,
Okay.
that's why I don't be having I don't give a fuck about nobody's opinion about how I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not really as brash and
Yeah.
abrasive as I could be
Hmm.
at all.
Hmm.
But I don't forget anything.
Let's
Even
go.
some of the ones that eventually came around and it's cool now, but I never forgot.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
energy. That's good energy. Okay, so now he's done the Gauntlet. He does his numbers incredible. What made you say, you know what, we're going for the Crucible? Like that's bold. Y'all
That
went
was
from
always
rapping
going
on
to
the
happen.
phones.
It
Okay,
was
talk
always
about
going to happen.
it.
From
Okay.
the very beginning,
Hmm.
Yunus actually had the chance to be in Hansel's class. That's a
Oh
fact.
wow.
He was
Oh,
bona fide,
okay.
but I didn't think he was ready. Was he ready? Yes.
Hmm.
But I'm glad he waited. He created more motion with that year in between time, you know what I mean? A lot of things happened in that in between time. You know what I mean? Created a lot of motion, you know, build bigger and better situations. You know what I'm saying? The Hansel battle, you know, ended up happening at the, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm glad he waited, but the opportunity presented itself. Like they were like, yo, Yunus could fly to Phoenix and do the Crucible for the West. We don't give a fuck.
Damn.
Do we got to get his flight? Like, seriously, this was a thing. We said no. And we, at that point, we're confident he's going to be there. No matter who doubts him along the way, whatever, he's going to make it because the nigga got it. You know what I mean? So from the beginning, Crucible was already in our minds. I wanted to be a scout, remember? Yeah. So I'm already thinking that, like, yo, who could I bring to the table to show that boom, boom, boom? You know what I mean? So that's how all that came about, for real.
That's crazy. But speaking of wanting to be a Crucible scout, you actually ended up still curating a lot of talent. At what point in this journey do you start to say, okay, Docq Row is now a management group and you take on these different talents? At what point in this journey, was it while you were still in Spaces, or when did you decide I'm gonna be a management group?
So I, like I said, I really didn't put like a crazy title on it at first until people start telling me like, this is kind of what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're doing a good job. So like, you should just be that, you know. Now, my mind frame, I was working with OSBL at the time. So my mind frame was like, yo, me and Kels was tight. So I'm like, hey, why don't we like do like a joint thing? Like we can all just be KML. You know what I mean? Like we're the managers of it. And these are our artists. You know, I had, you know, she's like, man, nah, you need to do your own thing. You know what I mean? I don't know what her reasons were for saying it or whatever, but that's what she told me. Like, you need to do your own thing. So do your own thing, it'll be respected more. And she was right.
That's
so
fire.
I thought all these different names. I asked her, what should I call it? What should I call it? You know what I'm saying? I love West Coast hip hop. So I just went Docq Row. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. It worked out. It's a fantastic name. When you started recruiting talent, what were you looking for? Were you comparing it to Yunus, or were you just thinking, I'm gonna treat each person as an individual, not worry about what Yunus was already doing?
I had to feel it.
Okay.
Like I had to feel it. Like the rapping, I had to be able to visualize certain things. Like, okay, could I see them in a small room, a URL rapping in front of Smack? Would this person get nervous? Is this something different? Are they just like someone else? This, that, and third. It just had to be a feel. Everybody's path is different. I had artists that maybe I felt like where their path could align with his. So, you know, situations like that are different. But like for the most part, no, I don't look for one to be like the other in no situation. You know, everybody's individual. So it kind of just was a feel thing for me. If I had a feel about the rapper or about the personality in the sense of building a brand, yeah, I want to work with them. You know what I mean? Right. It's a lot of niggas. There's a lot of niggas in battle rap that I really fuck with, like on a personal note, right? But I may not feel like I can help them because I don't have that feeling. It's so many niggas like this. They might feel like I don't fuck with them because I don't do this or do that. But it's like, yo, I bring your name up in rooms and people like look sideways. You can't do that homie ball shit here. Like we be knowing this, you gotta. I learned that very early. No homie ball. Like if the people don't think you got it and I don't think I can help you get it, there's really nothing I can do. So
it is what it is.
Sometimes, you know.
Yeah. Well, you definitely were a huge connector early on. You knew where to place certain people, and you always brought people up in certain rooms. What was the most difficult part of managing Yunus and still accumulating more clients? What was the most difficult part of that?
People, rappers, and their insecurities about whatever my relationship with Yunus is. A lot of people, oh, how you gonna have time for me? And you have, and it's like, nigga, because I'm me, I can do it. Like, just trust it. You know what I mean? People get so in their feelings about worrying about what I'm doing with the next motherfucker that they're not worried about the plight of their own careers. And that has destroyed niggas. You know what I mean? People that aren't around me anymore, probably people that you probably never knew I ever dealt with, all type of motherfuckers. Because people always have this comparison thing they want to do. They don't understand everybody's path is different. So in short answer, the multiple personalities in the I don't want to say the envy. It's like comparison's the biggest thief of joy.
Facts.
And I think that's the biggest thing I dealt with. In me being somebody that, unfortunately, I care about some people's feelings. It affected me. You know what I mean? So like sometimes I gotta overcompensate, and you know that just leads to yeah. So yeah, that's the answer for sure.
So now Yunus is at URL. He's hitting the ground running. You know what I'm saying? Victory over Clutch. He's battling JC. He's battling Nitty. He's just, you know, showing up every time. You know what I'm saying? In your mind, did you know we're gunning for Summer Madness? We're gunning for NOME. Like, did you know in your mind, look, he's gonna hit these landmarks, these smaller cards, but the goal is this big stage, and we're gonna get to it in a certain amount of time, or was it all just out of your hands?
I just knew it'd happen.
Okay.
I knew it would happen. How soon or not soon? Like the first time when it was being talked about, I can't say I was. Am I frozen on your screen? Okay, I was frozen for a second. I can't say I was shocked. But Yunus had this kind of mysterious thing about him. You know what I'm saying? The way he was battling, like how he popped out, the way he had this thing. So when they were first campaigning for it, it's like, oh shit, like, yeah, he really is who I thought he was. And he made some mistakes along the way. You know, the franchise battle, in which I still don't think he lost. I still think he won the first and the third. But I think the factor of him being the heavy favorite and hadn't really taken a clear loss to that point, or hadn't even had a battle where I would say the consensus didn't think he won.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was like the you know, the situation. And then the Holmesy battle, it's one round, whatever. In one round, you know, in this culture, they only count for who they want them to count for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I told him not to do the battle.
Okay.
They didn't want to. I knew we had a campaign going. The franchise battle, I'm like, yo, this is a close battle. Like, don't ever let a motherfucker make you feel like you lost because of what some motherfuckers in Twitter spaces are saying. Fuck that. Like, we feel like you won. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people still did. So, yo, campaign talk your shit. But you know, Yunus, oh man, I gotta do it for my league. And I'm okay. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then that happened. So, oh man, is he really who we think he is? And this, that, and the third, and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So he had already not been back to URL because he battled Clutch that December. So then franchise was that April, Holmesy was that May. So he had been off URL, and then that happens. So now you got the motherfuckers with all the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Docq be pushing this fucking virgin, this, that, and third, this, that, and third. Why do you get so mad? Because people think they can play with him.
Yeah.
Like, I want somebody to play with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, we stayed the course.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He came right back out next month. Emerson Kennedy, OSBL, one-round battle.
Yeah, fire.
You know, I ran into JB up there, and we had a conversation. And I'm just like, man, like, why he not getting brought back? Did he do something? Did y'all not like him? Like, what? This Clutch battle was just a moment in time for a lot of people. It was like, you know what I'm saying? And we hadn't really seen Clutch. Clutch was a nigga, like, and still is a nigga with not a lot of weaknesses. Not a lot of weaknesses, not a lot of losses. I think he's like probably one of the 10 most gifted writers I've ever heard.
Damn.
So it's like, after that, I'm like, yo, when JB's like, nah, man, you know, just it'd be a lot going on. Who do we want? Because I fuck with him. Who we want? So I'm like, okay, at this time, Kings versus Queens is coming up, and URL still doing cards pretty consistently. So I said, yo, JC or Yoshi?
Oh, wow.
He said, okay, give me a week. Took a little longer than a week, but about 2 weeks prep, or 10 days, 2 weeks prep. Got the call from JC. Yo, can you do this? Yep. And main event URL. The rest was history.
Amazing. So I got to talk to you about this NOME. One thing I really love is the way you keep people together. And I felt like this was foreshadowing. I remember seeing behind the scenes footage leading up to NOME, seeing Yunus and Appa walking that stage comfortably, you know, and them supporting each other like that, and the brotherhood they'd had that started in the spaces all the way to now. And I remember thinking in my head, one day Appa's going to be gracing that stage too. You know what I'm saying? But it felt like foreshadowing. Talk to me about where your head was at as NOME happened, and then talk to me about how you felt after NOME happened.
So to speak to the Appa thing first, that was the entire point. That was the entire point. I knew I was getting closer with URL, where my relationship would be able to let me do the project like we did with the Smack Track, you know, to where we could have a chance at least, you know. Nobody just gets put in position. You know what I'm saying? You have to earn it. You still got to rap. You still got to. But I knew if I got the chance to help to try to give somebody a chance, Appa would be at the very top of the list because he just should have been there. You know what I mean? So that was all a part of the point. You know, I made sure he met everybody, walked him, asked him. I walked him around. You know, I made it a point. Appa may have not known he was being plotted on, but I plotted on him. Going to NOME, you know, you battling chess, you know, that was Yunus's like first major in demand battle. It was very in demand. Chess and Yunus, everybody was asking for it. Motherfuckers wanted to see it. So it's like, damn. All right, you know, so then they're like, yeah, NOME is gonna be in New York. I'm like, fuck. But in my heart of hearts, I don't think chess is better than Yunus. Never did. So I'm like, yo, Yunus, you go there, you just be the best you, and let's just see what happens. He did the promo, pulled up on him, did the push-ups. You know what I'm saying? He sold it, and I would argue that night, because that wasn't one of the better NOMEs, but I would argue that night they arguably had the best battle. Arguably. You know what I mean? I don't want to shit on nobody.
How did that feel? How did that feel afterwards?
It felt phenomenal. The reception, some of the, you know, conceded coming, you know, they had their dialogue, DNA. It was so rewarding. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was so rewarding. You know what I mean? So it was dope for that to happen for him. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he always had confidence that these things would happen. But I was there every time. Like, yo, it's going to happen because it's supposed to. Like, you are as good as you think you are, and you're better than what you think you are. So, yeah, it was very fulfilling.
It's crazy to have witnessed it, but you know, there are so many battlers who never make it to NOME. So many very talented battlers that go their whole career never touching the NOME stage. And then we saw Yunus go to Summer Madness, which is mind-blowing. This is a kid who was rapping on his phone one year, and now he's touching the Summer Madness stage. What did that feel like for you as a manager, especially thinking about where you started with people thinking everything was a joke because they was on spaces, to now being on the biggest? That's the pinnacle of battle rap for the
Super Bowl.
That's it. That's
it's
it.
Super Bowl.
You can't get no higher than that.
And you hear battle rappers who ain't been on there in a while downplay that. You know, shout out to them. We ain't gonna use no names. But you know, that's the Super Bowl, baby. And that was like the last for me of being, told y'all. That was the last of it. It's like, now let's just let the work talk. You know what I'm saying? He went up there, one of the greatest all time. I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker say about Arsenal.
Arsenal go.
Nigga.
You know how we feel about ours.
And he is over solidified, battling Arsenal in the UK. You know, he got all the history there, and it's just it was so. I never was scared for him in these battles per se. It was just like, oh, these gonna be fights. And it's like when he broke the room the first time. I've never had the feeling I felt during Yunus's first round against Ars. It was like goosebumps, and it was every line. the building was just, everybody talk about it second at home, but in the building that first, man, that shit was special. It was special, and I'm glad it was ours. I'm really glad it was ours.
No, that's the perfect person to usher in the next star. You know what I'm saying? I gotta say this. Up until this point, if you had stopped here, you would have already done the impossible. You would already be one of the greatest figures in battle rap. But to see you then transition, and it had already been happening, but transition into creating your own cards, that's mind-blowing to me. But before we get to that, we have to talk about the incredible way that you managed to funnel talent into URL. You didn't just stop at Yunus. You and URL worked together, and y'all created this smack track that had the culture's attention. How did you even decide to do that? Because that's a whole separate process. We had the PGs, we had the Crucible, and now out of nowhere you bring a smack track. So what was that? How did that come together? And you took these 10 incredible talents and brought them to the forefront. How did you do that?
I knew Smack wasn't feeling that Crucible shit. I knew he wasn't. You know what I mean? I had just did the first Just Business, and I was showing Smack the analytics, like, yo, look at this Twitch shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? People are watching, they care if it's pushed properly. You know, this could go a certain kind of way. So he's like, man, shit, that was our way of doing some work. Like, yo, how can we make it? And for me, it don't be about no paper. It don't be about, like, you know, we all want to be rewarded, right? But it's more or less like, yo, the exposure, a new blood. And I'm like, Smack, I remember talking to him. There's so much talent out here that y'all don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you and Beasley, like, and then Beasley joined the combo. We always talking. I've been having my relationship with them though, but this was like us really having a dialogue. So Beasley, like, you know, all right, let's talk about it. Let's just see what's up. So I was just, my mind is wondering. I'm like, okay, a tournament, that'd be dope, right? But how do you really do a tournament that's like not gonna be drug out? That's kind of, you know. So it's like, okay, boom, one round, one day. Let's pick 8 niggas. You know what I'm saying? And let's run it. Smack, like, should I do a cash prize? Okay. So now it's like, who's fit for this shit? Who's fit for the opportunity? Appa, remember what I just said earlier. It was a no-brainer. Yeah. It was a no-brainer. Appa, you in. Dollar Bill, everybody loved Dollar Bill. Dollar, you in. Young L was a nigga who should have been on URL in the fucking first place. For whatever reason, he didn't make it through that Crucible. Don't got shit to do with me. Young L, let's get it. And I have been trying to do shit with Young L for so long after that. And we just couldn't make it make sense. But this was it. Gorilla Monsoon. Incredible. You know what I'm saying? That's a real raw new talent. So it's like, okay, Gorilla, La Monster. I'm a monster. You know what I'm saying? Monster been working, getting better, boom, boom. Gary Austin, somebody that had been cooking. You know what I'm saying? Who else was in that motherfucker? Not Kim, the battle champion. I feel like I'm naming more than 8. I don't know. But you know, Rod, you know, Rod with the Cinderella story of the whole thing. So, you know, I just, it just came together. You know what I mean? And I brought, you know, brought the Smack, boom, boom. Me, Smack, and Nikki. Shout out to Nikki. Y'all know Nikki, but we sat and we was coordinating. Like, man, what could be the name? What could be the name? Smack this, smack that. Smack track. And he's like, yeah, it's the fast track to Smack.
Fire.
That's it. That's it. He literally said it. It's the fast. I said, that's it. Boom. Put it together. And it ended up being like amazing. It was amazing. I really hope that it's another one. I really hope that we could do another one. Because that shit was special.
So now fast forward to the ending of the Smack Track journey, and you combine the Crucible guys and the Fast Track guys, you have this perfect 10 class, right? These perfect 10 characters that are incredible talents. Do you realize that you brought an entire generation of new talent to URL? And what does that feel like?
It's it is nice to see a bunch of people work hard to realize their dreams. You know what I mean? And it's people that didn't make it that, you know, that I would love to see on URL, like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, it was just nice for the people that did break through. You know what I'm saying? It was a conglomerate of people, obviously, in that process. It wasn't just me making the choice. Outside of the Smack Trap, I picked all those guys. But as the collective, you know, it was just nice to be able to like reap the reward of that. And then the initiation event that you were a part of, it was just so full circle for me. I mean, it's in my hometown. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got the quarterback the situation. It was a wall-to-wall building with all new guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it's shocked Smack a little bit. You know what I mean? I ain't never been in this market. These none of these niggas are huge names where I gotta cut off an arm and a leg to book them. You know what I'm saying? And we had an amazing situation. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of made Smack like, oh yeah, let me see what's up with these new niggas, and you know, the rest is just what it is. So shout out to them, man, for even allowing me to bring my ideas to the table and them believing in them enough to at least let me be able to execute something. So even if we never do anything else again beyond this, I appreciate the opportunity I was given.
Man, big shout out to the URL, big shout out Smack Beasley, but shout out to you because it's very important to note that not only did you get these guys that were rapping on the phone to the NBA, you got all these dudes there. Then on top of that, you go back to where you're from. And by the way, a lot of people can't do this. You go back to where you're from and you put on for somebody in your region, Ghost. One of my favorite talents from the Perfect 10. You know, the thing that is very rare in battle rap is when someone is not only talented, but they're authentic. And that combination is so rare that when you see it, you got to support it a little bit more because, you know, we live in a time where the truth really don't matter like that. But you not only went back to your region, but you put on somebody for your region and you showed how they can bring out a crowd as well from their region. A lot of people aren't even known where they're from. You know what I'm saying? So I got to ask you, you've made Ohio, along with a few other people, kind of a hub for battle rap. You know, it's now one of those places. And I think a big part of why it's like that are the Just Business cards that you threw. What made you decide to do that? Just Business 2. And now we got 30 for 30 on the way, which is going to be legendary on your birthday weekend, August 8th. But at the beginning of all this, what made you so confident you could do something like this?
I always looked at my scene and I was a little disappointed in it. And I was disappointed in it because I never felt like there was any real development happening. I feel like outside of just natural progression, you know, when you rap a lot, you're going to just naturally get better if you're a self-aware individual, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, like, and shout out to, you know, AR Green and Lucius. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know who they are, you know, Shots Fired Battle League in Columbus, you know,
shout out.
There was no scene. I mean, they did everything they could for this city and for the rappers in it, you know, even if everybody didn't get along, whatever, you know, they always did everything they could. But I never felt like it was ever a real plight where this shit felt like it meant anything other than it just being a hobby. You know what I mean? So I always had a vision when I started, like, yo, I'm going to curate some shit from here, and somebody is coming with me, but it got to be whoever's the best, whoever is going to listen, whoever's going to do this, do that. In Goshen, we both from the north side, but so Ghost is from Linden. I'm from Linden too, but I'm between like Linden and Brittenell, Brittany Hills. So we got a totally different group of friends and family, but we still have people that, you know, were connected just naturally. So we ended up connecting. And I've been saying, like, man, I know I'm gonna work with this nigga. And then I pulled up and I watched Ghost and Sneezy Bo.
Shout out Sneezy Bo.
Yeah, shout out to Sneezy Bo. And it went one kind of way. I'll tell you that. It went one kind of way. And then I was like, okay, it's gonna be Ghost. It's gonna be Ghost. This is who I'm gonna work with. And I always just I explain these things to him like, yo, we can create a situation, man. You get so big and you just lock in, man. I could book you and get you Gotti on the north side 3 or 4 5 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Like, good, pop out for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we talked about all these things. You know what I mean? Talked about doing big battles and talked about this and talked about that. You know what I'm saying? So it was always a part of the plan. And as far as what's going on in Ohio, you know, it's other leagues and entities that's been doing things. My nigga Vic, my people's 20 from the Rap League out of Cincinnati, you know, Cleveland Fonz, you know, doing his thing, doing everything he can. You know what I'm saying? But public influence, I feel like is bearing the torch of Ohio battle rap. I mean, I'm who I am and doing what I do, but like they are carrying this shit. Like they got this shit looking glamorous. I ain't gonna lie.
I love it.
I mean? So yeah, it's a collective effort, but I think now it's to be respected now. You know 100%. What I mean? It's to be respected.
Nigga, you brought Smack to Ohio, nigga. Salute yourself, nigga. Most niggas can't bring Smack to their hood for a walkthrough. You brought him for an event.
And he was very well protected, very well. You know what I mean? He felt that. You know what I'm saying? He knew what it was. You know what I mean? We don't ain't no sense that we don't pop it and do all that in the battle rap, but you know, it's everything is whatever anybody think it is. So shout out to Smack for popping out and enjoying itself. It was a great time.
Shout out Smack, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Ohio. Used to get it in Ohio. Okay, so listen, I love everything you did. You know what I'm saying? I feel like on your journey to becoming a legend, you're gonna have ups and downs, right? It's part of the journey. You can't avoid it. In fact, I've learned that there's no such thing as a loss. It's just lessons. So something happens that's meant to redirect you and teach you something, and you keep going to be great. I think you had an incredible ambition with putting together this Africa card. Not only did you take people where you're from, but now you was taking us to the motherland. I want to talk about two things. One, how was the experience trying to put that together? Where did it go wrong? And then separate from that, how was your individual personal experience going back to Africa? Because I feel like every Black person in America should get that chance. It fundamentally changed me. My mom's is African. When she took me to Africa, it fundamentally changed me as a person. So talk to me about those three aspects of the Africa experience.
I'm going to answer that part of it last. But so, you know, the putting it together was I was just excited every day to just wake up and get after it. It was hard though. I mean, you know, trying to go to another country and all that shit. And then we got this fuck ass president. So, you know, it's like the government shutdown kind of killed it.
Yeah.
That kind of killed it. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, resources had things been taken care of so astronomically earlier, we probably wouldn't have ran into that issue. But nobody saw that coming. You know what I mean? That's actually my biggest regret. My biggest thing that I failed at in battle rap, number one easily is not executing that. I feel like I let them down. You know, their fans and things like that. Those rappers, it's a lot of talented rappers. You know what I mean? I don't even think they really. I think they feel like people look down on them because their scene isn't as big as the U.S. scene, or because they're so far away, it's out of sight, out of mind. But now that doing that event meant the world to me. Putting it together meant the world to me. You know what I mean? So that shit not happening broke all our hearts. Me, Gotti, free him, Jazz, Diz, She. I mean, we were hurt, bro. We were genuinely hurt. You know that didn't go down. But you know, with my line of work and everything, I already kind of have my affairs in order. So I'm like, hey, I have to go. I can't not go. And shout out to Gaddis. Me and Gaddis built a very special relationship.
Shout out Gaddis, man, legend.
Just being there together and getting that experience together, just as another Black person. Gaddis is actually Nigerian.
Okay.
So we were able to just see a bunch of things, man. And I say just landing, the way I was treated off the plane, I felt like royalty. I felt like royalty. I just felt royal. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
How the men treat you, how the women.
The women especially love,
Hey,
love and support. Love and
just
support.
how everybody treats you, and then you know, they I had somebody sent me a ride. I'm going to Lagos Island where I was staying, and I was riding in this ride and just looking out the window, looking at everything. That shit just made me cry, man. That shit just made me cry, just because of what I felt. I'm big on that, you know what I mean? Like I in my heart, I just felt like I've never been this comfortable.
Yeah,
I've never
exactly.
seen this many black people at one time.
Yeah,
without feeling like I gotta, you know what I'm saying?
And it's love, exactly.
And love, and you know, my B&B was fucking incredible. My B&B was nice, you know. Got to go out, the nightlife, best nightlife I've ever experienced.
Man, ever. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Number one in the entire world.
Bingo.
The best nightlife I've ever experienced. And then just culturally, just so much that I learned, and so many, you know, seeing a man eat at a restaurant with his family and walk out and lay a comforter out, and his family go out and go to sleep in the dirt.
Crazy.
Like, I had a lot of moments out there, man, where I sat with myself and I just cried, just not even just on like sad. It's just a euphoric
spiritual experience.
And it changed me as an individual. It really did. I'll never be the same. And I kind of want to make it a thing where I do that every year. I want to go there, particularly every year. And not that I won't visit other parts of Africa, but I got to do that every year. I need to feel that. You know what I mean? So
man, you described it perfectly. It's like an awakening as a black man. Like something happens internally that just it's a shift. You know what I'm saying?
It's so different. Kendrick Lamar got a song about it. You know what I mean? Like, and the premise pretty much is like, you know, just feeling like you know everything about the world, you know everything about yourself, you know everything about everything, but you really don't know anything.
Exactly.
Until you go back to the, you know what I mean?
Source.
And it make me think like, damn, imagine if every black person that thought like we did, not necessarily everybody, because all of them ain't right, but if everybody that thought like us left here and went there, it could be Black Utopia.
Man.
It can legitimately be Black Utopia.
1,000%. And I tell people all the time, if I had one wish, that would be my wish, that every black person in America get to go to Africa one time. It'll change your life. Change your life. Okay, so coming back to the States, right? Before we get into 30 for 30, which is an incredible card, I want to ask you, you know, we do this every time for every guest. What's your top 5 Midwest battlers all time? Take your time.
Battlers?
All time.
Calico.
1.
Hitman Holla.
2.
A Verb.
3.
Ill Will.
4.
That last spot is tough.
Yeah, you only got one. Young Ill.
And I've really been trying to think about it. I swear, you know, so many names cross my mind. At this point, I'm gonna go favorites. For my last spot, I'll probably go JC.
JC, fire, very fire, fire list.
But you know, so out to the other, you know, you got Clean Papers, you got Tuna, you got my nigga Mac, you got Midwest Mac. You know, we got them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Midwest moving, one of the greatest things.
You know what I mean?
That's Midwest moving, one of the greatest things that happen to battle rap.
Absolutely.
Another question I got for you is looking at the spaces. Who are your top 5 space battlers of all time? And when I say that, a lot of people always ask me, what's the context? For me, it's like who went from spaces to doing the most, you know what I'm saying? Live and really transition in that way, because I think people didn't understand that we were using spaces as a springboard. You know what I'm saying? It was never meant for somebody to just rap in spaces and never leave the spaces. You know what I'm saying? Or do you disagree? Do you have a different perspective on spaces?
Oh, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, you know, if it's a hobby, it could be a hobby. That's fine. But for what I'm in it for,
you
know, fuck that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So give me a top 5.
Eunice.
1.
Opera.
2.
Dice.
3.
I'm gonna say Woosah, even though I know people. Oh, he didn't. A lot of his impact and fanfare came from there.
Facts. Okay.
100%.
I'm not mad at that at all.
So I gotta go Wusa.
You got one more.
I'm torn between Moon and Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rock's plight was higher.
Mm-hmm.
Her plight was just a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Moon was the first,
Mm-hmm.
I think Rock's plight was higher. So I'm gonna go with Rock,
yeah,
just for that reason though.
Yeah, but big salute to Rain, Fire, Moon as well. But I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree. Okay, so now we shift to this 30 for 30 card, brother. Is this really your last one?
This is it. Yeah, this is it.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
why?
I don't. Huh?
Why? Why is this the last one?
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what I've been saying. Okay. So it has nothing to do with battle rap being in this super fucked up place that everybody wants you to think it is. Battle rap is not in a fucked up place. Battle rap's not fucked up. It's the people. The people in battle rap can make battle rap a little bit exhausting. And it's not every single person, obviously, right? But when you surround yourself in certain arenas of people, you know, naturally things will happen. I've had people stab me in the back, you know what I'm saying? Bite the hand that feed them, so to speak. You know what I mean? I've had people do all type of fucked up shit to me, try to ruin my personal life. So, you know, you got that factor, you know, the business or lack of business structure that we have can be a little bit stressful. And then I would say that maybe it's not rewarding enough. Because here's the thing, I could start a league, and I think my shit will thrive. I know how to develop talent. I know what talent looks like. I know how to make shit lit. I think I got a nice brand. I think I carry myself well, whatever, right? But I don't have a goal to compete with URL. I want to work with them. You know what I mean? I don't have a goal to compete with, some of the better, smaller leagues and shit. I don't have that. That's not my aspiration, because, and it always turns into that. Even becoming a manager, people trying to pit other managers against me and make me, you know how that shit be. Like, yeah. and I don't be really wanting nothing to do with it, so I don't say nothing. But then motherfuckers will be dissing me and doing this and doing that, and they be like, what the fuck? So then I pop a little shit, then it's Arms of Angel commercial. Then this, oh man, dog, just bitch ass nigga, this, that, and the third, you know. So it just be a lot of shit that I really just don't have time for. You know, I never say never in life. So I'm not saying that maybe a year from now or 8 to 10 months from now I don't feel different. Just now though, it's like I feel like it's making me a worse person. The more energy and effort I put into trying to curate situations for the betterment of others, sometimes the pathway to do that, or what you get in return from that is whack. Is whack. Like you wouldn't know the half. If I went on a tangent of everything that motherfuckers who, you know, I don't no longer speak with, or even some that be around trying to speak to me or whatever. If I went on that tangent, man, I'll set this motherfucker on fire. But that ain't my character. And that's what I mean. Sometimes I have these thoughts, but I'm not that person. I'm not a fucked up person. And I've been a fucked up person in my life before. You know, I've done dumb shit, you know, and that's just not who I am. You know what I mean? So I feel like maybe the space ain't healthy for me to be in, if I'm being honest with you. At least just now.
You said a lot. You said a lot that I relate to, a lot that I know a lot of people watching is gonna relate to. Man, salute to you. God bless you for the selflessness, for the sacrifices, for the commitment, for the endeavors that you've had, the ambition that you've had, for the kindness that you've had, for the way you've protected a lot of people. There's just so much to be thankful for
Yeah.
you. I want to tell you that this interview is about giving you your flowers. So please understand, Doc, these are your flowers. You are recognized, appreciated, and you are a living legend for what you've done for the community. Thank you for your contribution.
I appreciate it, man. And 30 for 30, man, it's just
Let's get to it.
It's an amazing situation. I love
Okay,
everything.
so why are we here? Why is A Ward battling Klutz? Why is Ill Will battling Capo? Why is Danny Myers battling Foots? Why is Chef Trez battling Young L? Why is E Hart battling Big Ice? Why is P Black battling Jay Gray? Why is Shiesty Foe battling Breezy Will? What is 30 for 30? And salute to K2 for making it far enough to get the chance to battle Tay Rock. Talk to me about what this card means to you and why is it put together this way?
I mean, you know, so shout out to ABCD Battle League and Public Influence for collabing with me on this situation. You know what I mean? Public Influence normally does a situation this same weekend as I do on my first year's business to celebrate my birthday and all that. So they're like, hey, we don't want to compete this year. We want to like do something together. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll give you a couple of these battles, you know, boom, boom. So all right. ABCD, they all the way in on everything with me. So shout out to them. So basically, 30 for 30 is my turning 30. You know what I mean? So just that's what that's about. And then the theme of the card is pretty much old era versus new. You know what I mean? So outside of the first two battles, those are one-offs. So you got Breezy Will versus Shiesty Foe. Those are two Midwest up-and-comers, you know, really been doing their thing. People that I think the masses doesn't know. And I try to always have a battle or two like that on cards that I do. So yeah, it's just a chance for them to get their exposure, and they're betting $2,500 a piece. You know what I mean? So we starting the card off with really, really heavy stakes, like extremely heavy stakes. So got that going. Then we got P Black and Jay Gray. You know, it's the new era guy versus the new era girl dynamic. You know what I mean? These are one-offs, by the way, but still having other elements within the one-off. You know, that's something that, you know, the Twitter world has been asking for. The new era guys versus the new era girls. You know what I mean? I know Chilla wants to do a whole situation. I'm just not going to be around for it. But, you know, if the people want to see it and it creates that demand, you know, I would love to see it. And I think it's enough combo around it where I see potential in a whole situation. So I'm like, hey, they've been going back and forth for a year, 2 years, these guys and these girls, and it hasn't been any battles booked. So I'm like, well, damn, why don't I just give them that? You know what I'm saying? And you know, here we are. So then you get into the feature card. You got Big Ice versus E Hart.
Crazy.
So E Hart, I'm like, yo, who you want to battle? I pretty much called the vets and gave them their choices. And E Hart's like, yo, I'll smoke any of them bitches. I was like, okay. So I made a poll, left it up for like an hour and a half. I said, yo, y'all vote, fans, whoever y'all want. That shit over 300 votes. And Big Ice won. That's just what it is. So we gonna see if she gonna sink or swim. You know what I mean? So we got that one. We got Chef Trez, Young L. You know, that's the super style clash. Shot the public influence battles. Super style clash. I know Trez is motivated. I know L is motivated. You know what I mean? And it's different. It's some reasons behind it. You know what I mean? It's some reasons, but we're gonna let the battle do the talking. You know, I feel like I've said it so much. Now I just want the people just to watch. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to that one. You got Danny Myers and Foots.
Crazy.
And that was another one where there was a Twitter poll for it. It was looking like Gorilla Monsoon was going to win the poll. And that would be Danny Myers versus Gorilla Monsoon.
Crazy.
Foots stole that thing by like 4 votes.
Amazing.
You know what I mean? So this is a battle I feel like could have been booked a year ago, 2 years ago. Still would have been that. They got real battle of the night potential. I think all the battles do, but this one is like
special.
Right there, man. I know Danny got something to say.
Let's
you know
go.
What I'm saying? So,
Let's go.
it's so many other elements with that one that I'm excited about it. Ilwa and Capo. So that's actually man. That's Capo's battle. Now he got his own league, him and his team in the War and Shot. Let's be real. You know what I mean? So they had a situation that fell through. You know what I'm saying? I think some things happened on with some of Capo's partners. So Capo kind of got at me like, yo, I know you're doing this, boom, boom. You ain't even gotta ask. Done.
Crazy.
You know, it will, you know, he been wanting to fuck with me. You know, our relationship was good. You know, with the URL thing and everything that happened. So he been wanting to do some work. So he like, yo, bro, let's do it. You know what I mean? So then when I dropped the flyer, he like, Mook and Lux hosting? Yeah, he hung up. He tweeted Capo just like Capo ... I'm like, yikes. And I'm gonna tell you this, man. When King and Yunus battled Michigan, it might have been 20 to 30 folks. And I'm being nice. It was a lot of them that came because it's right there, right? If you think they're not gonna pull up for Illwood and Breezy Will like that, you got another thing coming. So I really want you to put this out there to the South. If they don't pull up, something could happen.
Okay.
Something could happen. Something not good to come.
Okay.
I'm talking about battle rap, you know. But something can happen.
Yeah, some nasty.
Even though crowd reaction don't win battles, but it definitely influences the battler. So please, South, show up for them. That's all I ask. A-Ward and Klutz. The irony is that a lot of people wanted A-Ward and Yunus. And we're going to wait on it. We're going to wait on it.
Okay.
You know
I need that battle, though. I need to see that.
Absolutely. Got to happen. But I didn't want Yunus on this card because I wanted to give some of the other new era talents a chance to be on a card that feels major, where they can punch through the glass ceiling without having to worry about the press that Yunus is going to get. Because I thought she was the best performer in Just Business too. But the talk of the town was Yunus and King. You know what I mean? And it was going to be that no matter how the battle went. Whether one of them lost, one of them, you know, it didn't matter. So I didn't want him to, you know, so I'm like, yo, Klutz, Capo, etc. Let's see what time it is. Let's see who gonna punch through. All eyes on you. And A-Ward and Klutz, it's my favorite battle. It's my favorite battle. I'm looking at Battle of the Year contender. I'm looking at Klutz rapping in front of Loaded Lux also. I'm looking at A-Ward rapping in front of Mook too.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
It's so many elements to this shit, and it's like, yo, this the one. This the one. This battle is extremely special. I don't think I can do any more selling of it as the battle just sells itself. That order of the card ain't gonna be it. It's gonna get to a point where it's like, I gotta see this right now. So I'm encouraging everybody, if you're pulling up, be on time.
Okay.
I'm not sure better than 4 because I'm starting and I'm not stopping. I'm trying to get to that part. And I want to see some laps. So, if you're at home, just be patient. I ain't gonna have you in there past 11 or nothing crazy, you know. And then Tay-Rock and K2, you know what I mean? K2 won the Public Influence Battle League tournament. Shout out to them. His prize is cash, nice belt, and a main event against Tay-Rock.
Crazy.
So that's just how that came about. So, you know, all I want the fans to do though, just give him a chance, because Tay-Rock is like, you know what it's going to be. You know it's going to be hella, we know all of that, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
just listen to the boy rap. If he's rapping, give to him. If that shit stinks, it just is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to stink. But it is the brightest lights he's ever rapped under. So we got to see how you handle the pressure. So I'm looking forward to that for other reasons too.
Okay. So 30 for 30, August 8th, going down. Make sure y'all tune in. It's going to be streaming live on your Twitch.
For free.
Genius, pure genius. Make sure y'all tap in with Doctor's Twitch. He's always doing these events, and they're always incredible. Clean stream. They move along in a timely fashion. The battles be fire. Speaking of fire battles, King versus Yunus, brother. I've done 60 battles. I don't know if I have a classic, but I can say unequivocally, King versus Yunus is a classic. How does it feel for you to have a generational classic?
I feel good about it. I do. I think that I was happy for King in the sense where it was the next best thing to a home game. He got to get his real embrace, you know. When he over there at the trenches and all that, that ain't his home. That's his home in like on some battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like just home league, whatever, right? But
regionally,
hometown, you know, King been rapping a long time. You know, I'm from the Midwest. King been here about 10.
Shout out Barbour.
So all the Michigan folks, you know, the Question McCody's and the Max and the Cows and the Ill Will, they know this man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Clean. They wanted to be there for him. So I'm happy that he was able to get that moment. I think that moment, you could probably quote me on it. I think that moment might be the most meaningful to him in his career, to be able to really, and then it was a big time battle. And then I'm looking at Yunus like, yo, you fought like a young Titan, and just in a sense of, you know, everybody knows he's the next. We know, right? But I'm glad to. I was happy to see him stand in front of all of that and still remind y'all who he is.
He one of them too. Facts.
So facts. Like, yo, I know people got King winning and stuff, you know what I mean? But I think it's a phenomenal back and forth. You know what I mean? I think people at home, you know, people felt different. Some people in the building, you know, it's good dialogue because it's a great battle.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? So I think that they both got different things from it, and I was pleased with it. I think that card within itself was just it was a moment in time also, but I think this one has the capabilities to supersede that.
I agree. So my final question to you, brother, when it's all said and done, you've done a lot, you've said a lot. What do you want your legacy to be in battle rap?
I was never selfish. I never put my needs and wants before anybody else's that I said I wanted to help or that I worked alongside either. Any narrative, I don't think this is out there like that, but I know it's probably been said, and I don't know if that's out of spite, jealousy, or ignorance, you know, just not knowing, right? But everything I've ever done was for the betterment of another individual because I love the game and I want the game to excel. I want the game to be here by the time when I'm dead and gone. I want the game to still be standing and still be lit. You know what I mean? I know that I pose the question, well, why are you leaving? It's like, I think I laid foundation for things that can continue to happen, whether I'm here or not. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you know, never say never, anything can happen, whatever, but just, that's all I want people to remember me for. Like, I always put my best foot forward. I always cared about the future. If you have a business meeting, 70% of the conversation ain't about the future, the meeting wasn't successful. It wasn't. And take that home with you. That's real shit. So I always cared about the future. I always cared about others. And I always wanted this shit to be bigger and better and treated with more respect by the people in it. Because the people in it are the people that shit on it more than anybody. You know, I ain't shit on battle rap one time. I said battle rap's the shit. It's the people. You need the people to be better. or I need those people to get out. Simple. And I don't have the wherewithal, the mental capacity to be trying to push nobody out. So I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna leave my imprint and get gone.
Well, Doc, you
That's it.
are a living legend. Thank you for your contribution to the culture. Thank you for taking the time to have this conversation. August 8th, 30 for 30. The trilogy ends here. Salute to
Mhm.
everything you've done for the culture. I repeat that because it means so much to us. You took people from one place, put them in a whole different place in their lives. So many people got opportunities because of you. So many phone calls were made behind the scenes that created opportunities that people don't even know about. A lot of people fix their lips to talk about what's going on in the culture and don't even know what goes on behind the scenes. But you are a pivotal part of that. And with you
Mhm.
leaving, that puts a lot of people in a rough position. So thank you for everything you've done. Salute to you. No matter where you go and what you do, you're going to be great because you one of God's chosen. So thank you for your time, Doc.
I appreciate you. I appreciate all your time. Appreciate the coverage. Appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? And until next time, man, hit me anytime. You know, I'll pull up. It's nothing.
Let's get it. We out of
All
here.
right, bro.